If we cast our minds back to late 2017, when the CWL season was young, it was the last time we were in the Lone Star State. Back then, Team Caliber proved victorious against Splice, and Optic were pulling in at third. Fast forward to CWL Fort Worth 2019, Optic won the last major event, Splice have a completely new squad, and TK have yet to feature this season. And with the event around the corner, it's time for me to take a look at what I think is going to happen in the Pro Tournament. Before I do that, let me remind you that you can see all of these pro teams at CWL London. Get your spectator tickets at cwl.gfinityesports.com. If playing is more your kind of thing, you can enter our $75,000 open tournament by getting your tickets at the same address. Pool A features Gen G, Heretics, UYU and Denial. You guys have spoken on Twitter and think that Heretics will top the group. Pool B includes 100 Thieves, Red Reserve, Enigma 6 and Evil Geniuses. You guys have made your thoughts clear on 100 Thieves being your top team. Pool C has Midnight, Splice, Luminosity and Accelerate. In this group, you've put your money on Splice coming out victorious. And finally, Pool D consists of E-United, Optic, Envy and Reciprocity. Not surprisingly, you've picked Optic to get out alive from the group of death. So I have to agree with the vast majority of those polls. The only difference is I don't think Heretics are going to be the ones topping Group A. I think it's actually going to be Gen G. Based on what I saw from the last few fixtures from Heretics, despite their great start, I think they're starting to unravel a bit, and I think Gen G's performances have been top-notch. So I think it's time I gave you my top 3 contenders for this tournament. Optic are undoubtedly one of the teams to beat. Even without Dashi, they sit third in the Pro League. They looked clearly the top dogs in Las Vegas, and I expect them to be the favourites going into this one. 100 Thieves are a team that seem to be hitting form at the right time. They had a rocky introduction to the Pro League, however their experience and cohesion is starting to shine through. Finally, I'm going to put Splice as my top contender. I think they have a great squad and in my opinion are the favourites for this group. They showed a few cracks in the Pro League despite initially getting off to a comfortable start. I think they've had the time to analyse what went wrong and come out on top. And so with the highs come the unfortunate lows. So I'm going to take a look at who I think is going to underperform in this tournament. The world champions Envy are struggling, and I fear that will continue as their ropey performances sit them 6th in the Pro League. They have one of the toughest groups we may see all season, and it's going to be hard to see them get through this. Heretics looked unstoppable in the Pro League, going on an unbeaten run of 5 games. Now they've hit a 2-game slump. I don't think this will have knocked their confidence, but I am sure that every other team will be doing extensive research to find the secret to success against them. And finally, I think Midnight's roster changes will ultimately backfire, and this will put a sour note on what was a fairy tale opening to their campaign. Looking ahead to this Friday, we've got some amazing games on offer, starting off with one of my personal favourites, the E-Clasico, the Green Wall versus the Boys in Blue. The E-Clasico has a decorated history as being one of esports' most recognised rivalries due to how many times these two teams have clashed in Call of Duty esports history. It always has the ability to produce nutty games, and the form goes out the window when these two teams meet. One game I'm particularly looking forward to seeing is 100 Thieves and Red Reserve. Both teams have huge potential and the ability to storm through a bracket. You can catch all the action this Friday at 6:30 PM GMT at twitch.tv/Call of Duty. Let me know in the comments down below who you think is going to win this tournament.